Greetings and welcome for all of you who are watching. You're tuned into TMH and this is our daily English news. Our headlines for today: Chief Obasanjo says the presence of foreign forces in Ethiopia is merely unacceptable. U.S. urges speedy implementation of the Ethiopian peace deal. And journalists were dismayed over the decision of the Internet Governance Forum to hold its annual meeting in Ethiopia this year. As we move on to our main updates, Chair of AU High-Level Panel for Ethiopian Tigray Peace Process said the presence of the foreign forces in Ethiopia is unacceptable. Olusegun Obasanjo made this remark upon his arrival today at Mekelle Alulla Aba Nega International Airport, and this is what he had to say.
And all along, these issues, among others, have been the issues that we have been talking about. We have been working on the issue of foreign troops. And no country should accept the presence of foreign country on its land. And that, in fact, at our meeting in Pretoria and the agreement we reached in Pretoria, at our meeting in Nairobi with the military leaders, these issues came up for discussion and for way out to deal with them. The visit we are paying today is to see how best the issues that you have raised and the ones that you have not raised, like the issue of bringing about services, like the issue of human rights. They are all issues that we will discuss how to get them all settled so that peace, security, stability, progress, and the welfare and well-being of people, all the people of Ethiopia, can be ensured.
Obasanjo added that the purpose of his delegation's visit is also to look into the implementation of other provisions of the agreement, including the issue of services and human rights. Olusegun Obasanjo, who's also the special envoy for the Horn of Africa, held these discussions with President of Tigray, Debretsion Gebremichael. U.S. has urged the speedy implementation of what the Ethiopian peace deal consists of. The U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, emphasized the need for a speedy implementation of a peace agreement signed between Ethiopia's federal government and the Tigray leadership. Blinken made the point Tuesday during a telephone meeting with Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed on the ongoing efforts to bringing lasting peace to this ongoing 2-year conflict in northern Ethiopia. The secretary underlined the importance of immediately implementation of the cessation of hostilities agreement, including withdrawal of all foreign forces and concurrent disarmament of Tigray forces, as the Department of spokesperson Ned Price said. The United States played a key role in the bringing of the two warring parties to the negotiating table, and just last week, a senior U.S. official said that his country will impose strong sanctions on any party that obstructs the agreement reached between Ethiopian government and the Tigray leadership as well. International Crisis Group has urged parties to the Pretoria Agreement to act responsibly on building a solid foundation for peace. In an article it published today under the title, "Turning the Pretoria Deal into a Lasting Peace in Ethiopia," the ICG said both sides need to honor their pledges while keeping up momentum in these ongoing talks. It added that the external actors must seize this moment to coax the parties and towards the consolidating peace of insisting on immediate unrestricted aid into Tigray. And according to ICG, the Nairobi deal, instead of ambitious, perhaps even unrealistic, original, a 30-day timeline, gave Maqala more breathing space, splitting disarmament into two phases, and crucially tying it to the foreign and other non-federal forces' withdrawal. It added that Tigray's leadership could stall on disarmament, especially if this army or the Amhara forces and Eritrean forces linger any further within the Tigray region. Our final update for today, journalists expressed dismay over the decision of the Internet Governance Forum to hold its annual meeting within Ethiopia. Taklai Gabramikael, who's also a writer and TV host at Takhad Media, made the remark during an interview with Tigray TV, where he expressed his indignation at the decision of the Internet Governance Forum to hold its annual meeting in Ethiopia, a country that has now been waging genocide on the people of Tigray in complete darkness without any access to communication. Let's take a listen.
So my reaction to the Internet Governance Forum decided to hold its annual conference in Ethiopia was one of anger. Just like every sensible person, like every Tigrayan, I was shocked and I was angered that they decided to host it in Ethiopia. The Internet Governance Forum is a UN body, and its task is to arrange forums and platforms for different stakeholders to hold discussions about how the internet should be used for the betterment of society. And for them to decide to hold it in Ethiopia, in a country that has weaponized internet, that has cut off an entire people, the Tigray people, for 2 years, in an attempt to silence them, to deny them of any means of expression, to deny journalists from going to Tigray and cover and shed light into the extraordinary atrocities unleashed by Ethiopian and Eritrean, for the UN body to decide to hold the forum in Ethiopia has really shocked me and angered me in equal measure. But in another sense, I wasn't really surprised because, like I alluded to, the Internet Governance Forum is a UN body, and we have seen how different UN bodies in Ethiopia have been used by the Ethiopian regime as weapons against the Tigray people. We could mention the World Food Program, which has been used to issue statements extremely favorable to the Ethiopian regime, to say that aid is flowing to Tigray when in fact nothing is getting to Tigray.
Taklai concluded his commentary adding that he's not optimistic the forum will highlight Tigray's internet complete blockout. That concludes our news for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.